before you turn in, there's a picture of me wearing that hat, holding a 10 million pound check. The first 10 million I ripped out of the belly of the financial district in London. And I got a smile that's this wide. This is what I'm training you to be like. The four horsemen of the apocalypse. Warriors, not whiners, not warriors. You think Donald Trump's a whiner? Do you think he worries that gives a what you think of him? Do you think Elon Musk gives a what you think of him? Do you think the late Steve Jobs gives what you thought of him? Do you think Bill Gates gives a and I can go on and on and on. The only one that gives a is you and you and you and the morons on YouTube. This is a different world you're in. It's like those science fiction things. When they go into the time warp and they jump in and they go to a... That's what this is. We're going to give you the tools. Whether you use them or not is something else. Eagles fly alone. I have no friends. Friends are problems. Friends are challenges. If you aren't into yourself, and that means something else now than what I mean. If you're not into yourself enough that you can't spend the weekend by yourself, then something's wrong with you. Vis-a-vis self-esteem, being a high-performance person, and accomplishing high-performance acts, something's wrong with you. I have learned, and that's why I'm considered very politically incorrect now, is that the easiest way to get to the truth is to ask the truth and say the truth, irrespective of if it hurts. It's not because you're trying to go out of your way to be an asshole, which some people say. Your QLA is just being an asshole to make a lot of money. That's not true. It's not all about money. To quit, to give up, to surrender is to fail. Failure is not an option in this program. I have 100% success rate. 100! And no in this room is going to change that. A QLA warrior does not blink till the war is done. And I keep talking about war. You're going to put together a war plan here. Not an action plan like a... And cunt's not bad enough. You don't get insulted. So now I tell you, I still work 60, 70 hours a week and I'm retired. Bill Gates said, you can't control that you were born into poverty, but you sure control if you die in poverty, because then that's your fault. And just, yes.
Should you only focus on like the 10 or 20 biggest affirmations?
Well, I mean, you know, I say this slightly tongue-in-cheek. If you're the first trillionaire on the planet, all the rest falls into place. I mean, believe me. Now, you guys, you know, I told you $10 million cash in the bank after tax will change just about everybody's life in this room, except me. And you don't know what that's like. I do. And I can remember, I told some of you, I remember the first day I made $10,000. I remember the first day I made $30,000 in a day. I remember the first day I made $30,000. I remember the first day I made $1 million. And I remember the first day I made $100 million in one day. I mean, crystal clear, like I brushed my teeth this morning. And I can go back and I can drag those up to my memory muscle. You know, my brain, I get chills talking about it because I remember I got chills when it happened. If you want to see a great picture outside my office, as you turn into my office, just in the wall, before you turn in, there's a picture of me wearing that hat, or a hat like it, holding a 10 million pound check. 10 million pounds, which is about 20 million bucks at the time. The first 10 million I ripped out of the belly of the financial district in London. And I got a smile that's this wide. I mean, it looked wider than my face, you know. And I can remember that. I remember it like it was this morning. And that's what you go back, you fall back on. And that's when athletes that have won a Super Bowl or a World Cup, you know, in the last 2 minutes, and they bring that memory back. But you got to get the first memory. That's the challenge, to get the first memory. It's like the first archery contest that you ever won. etc. I mean, you got to bring that memory back, but you got to get one first. You got to get one first. And then once you get them, I mean, I'm not saying they're easy to replicate, because they're not. But I mean, it is easier because you know you did it once. There's no reason why you can't do it twice.